You've been told to eat more fruits for better health. Doctors recommend them. Magazines praise them. But what if I told you that some of the fruits you eat every single day might be secretly damaging your legs? Yes, your legs, your strength, your stability. That quiet pain in your knees, the stiffness in your ankles, the unexpected swelling in your calves, it might not just be old age. It might be what's on your plate, specifically what you think is healthy. In today's video, we're revealing the 7 most dangerous fruits for seniors over 60, especially if you're struggling with leg pain, joint issues, or swelling. These fruits look innocent. They taste sweet, but they may be reducing your leg strength and increasing inflammation every single day. We'll also talk about the science, the subtle symptoms to watch for, and what you can eat instead to feel stronger. But before we begin, I want to ask you something important. If you're here right now watching this, it means you care. You're not giving up. You're choosing to stay informed, to stay in control of your health, and most importantly, stay independent. And you're not alone. Thousands of seniors just like you are part of this growing Health Sync community. People who want real answers, not fear, not fads, just facts and strength. So if you want to feel stronger and help others do the same, hit that like button. Leave a comment below telling us your biggest challenge with leg health, and subscribe so you never miss another important tip that could protect your future. Now let's get started with the first fruit you need to reconsider, especially after 60. Pineapple. It's bright, it's tropical, and it's often praised as an anti-inflammatory powerhouse. But here's what many don't realize. Pineapple is incredibly acidic, and for seniors, especially those with joint sensitivity, arthritis, or poor digestion, this acid is like fuel on a slow-burning fire. You see, as we age, our body's ability to neutralize acids weakens. This means the citric and ascorbic acids in pineapple can inflame the sensitive lining around your joints, especially the knees and hips. You may notice it as a mild burning after eating, or as a stiffness that gets worse the next morning. And there's more. Pineapple contains a group of enzymes called bromelain. While bromelain has some benefits, in older adults, it can sometimes lead to digestive upset and even allergic reactions, especially if consumed frequently. But the real danger? Sugar. 1 cup of chopped pineapple contains over 16 grams of natural sugar. And while it's natural, it can still spike blood sugar levels, especially in seniors with slower insulin response. Every sugar spike is followed by inflammation, and that inflammation often finds its way to your legs, the joints, the circulation, the nerves. If you've been eating pineapple thinking it's helping, but you still feel heaviness in your legs or burning around your knees, you may want to take a break and see how your body responds. Let's move to the second fruit, one that seems even more innocent. Bananas, software convenient, full of potassium, right? Yes, they do contain potassium, but they also pack a surprising punch of sugar and starch. 1 medium banana has over 14 grams of sugar and nearly 27 grams of total carbohydrates. For aging bodies, especially with slower metabolism, that can lead to a sudden sugar spike, then a crash. But here's the real hidden issue with bananas. Serotonin imbalance. Bananas contain tryptophan, which converts into serotonin. That sounds good until you realize serotonin influences not just mood, but also muscle relaxation and blood flow. In some seniors, this may lead to increased fatigue in the legs, especially if eaten in the morning or before activity. You may feel a dip in energy or notice that stairs seem steeper than usual. It's subtle, but real. And if you're dealing with muscle cramps or restless leg syndrome, bananas might make it worse, not better, especially if you are also on medications that affect potassium or magnesium balance. Now, are we saying bananas or pineapple are bad for everyone? Number. But if you're over 60, if you're noticing leg fatigue, swelling, or pain that you can't quite explain, these fruits might be a hidden trigger. The key is understanding what works for your body right now, not what worked 30 years ago. They're soft, they're juicy, and they're probably in your fridge right now. But for seniors struggling with leg strength, swelling, or joint stiffness, these next two fruits can make your mornings harder and your steps heavier. Let's begin with fruit number 3, grapes. Tiny, sweet, easy to snack on. But let me ask you, have you ever noticed swelling in your ankles after a snack? Or a strange heaviness in your legs, even though you didn't do anything strenuous? Grapes might be the quiet reason. You see, grapes are what I call sugar traps. They don't look like candy. They don't feel heavy. But a single cup of grapes can contain up to 23 grams of natural sugar. That's nearly as much as a candy bar. And because grapes are small and poppable, we don't stop at just one handful. You're watching TV. You nibble a few. Before you know it, you've eaten 2 cups and spiked your blood sugar without realizing it. Now here's what happens next. When your blood sugar spikes, your body rushes to release insulin. But after 60, insulin sensitivity often declines. That leads to blood sugar crashes, poor circulation, and, you guessed it, inflammation. And where does that inflammation show up first in many seniors? The legs, especially in the knees, ankles, calves, and feet. You may feel it as tightness when standing, or a pulsing, dull discomfort after walking, even a tingling sensation that doesn't quite go away. But it gets worse. Grapes also contain compounds like tannins, which can sometimes cause digestive issues or allergic-type reactions in sensitive individuals. That bloating? That stiffness in the hips after meals? That could be your body reacting, not to old age, but to something you thought was healthy. Now let's talk about fruit number 4, watermelon. Yes, the king of summer. Light, refreshing, mostly water. But that's the illusion, because despite how it feels, watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit. What does that mean? It means it enters your bloodstream like a sugar wave, fast, powerful, and dangerous, especially for older adults. Here's how it works. After you eat watermelon, your blood sugar jumps fast. Your body releases insulin to catch up. But after 60, that process becomes slower and less efficient. The result? A sugar crash and a wave of inflammation. And where does that inflammation pool? In areas with poor circulation, like your legs. That swelling around your knees in the evening, that ache in your calves after sitting, that sudden tiredness in your thighs after just a short walk. Watermelon could be part of the reason. What's worse is that people often eat too much watermelon. Because it's water-rich, it feels light. So we eat 2 slices, then 3, maybe more. More sugar, more insulin response, more inflammation. You think you're hydrating, but your legs feel heavier the next day. And this is crucial. In elderly bodies, especially those dealing with arthritis, diabetes, or neuropathy, even small sugar spikes can trigger nerve pain, stiffness, or burning sensations. Watermelon might not feel harmful, but for many seniors, it's silently worsening circulation and stability. Now, we're only halfway through the list, and the next fruit, it's bright, popular, and hiding an acidic punch that can inflame your joints every single morning. In the last segment, we uncovered the hidden dangers behind 2 popular fruits, grapes and watermelon. Both seemed innocent, even healthy. But for seniors, they can quietly spike blood sugar, inflame your joints, and slowly steal the strength from your legs. Let's continue the journey. And this time, we're talking about 2 fruits that live in nearly every senior's kitchen. One is orange, zesty, and praised for immunity. The other is green, crisp, and considered the safer apple. But are they really safe for aging joints? Let's begin with fruit number 5, oranges. Yes, oranges, juicy, tangy, a symbol of good health. In fact, many of us grew up being told to start our day with orange juice. Vitamin C boosts immunity, we were told. But here's what no one told you. That same vitamin-packed orange may also be acid-packing your joints. You see, oranges are part of the citrus family, which means they're rich in citric acid, a compound that can worsen inflammation in already sensitive joints. And after 60, your joints are often already inflamed from wear and tear, arthritis, or decreased circulation. So what happens when you start your day with orange juice? Or snack on an orange in the afternoon? You flood your body with acid, and in many older adults, that acid gets absorbed into the bloodstream and accumulates in tissues, especially the knees, hips, and ankles. You might feel it as a tightness when getting out of bed, or that dull ache in your thighs after sitting. Maybe your hips have been flaring up more often lately, and you assumed it was just aging. But maybe it's that healthy habit that's not so healthy anymore. And don't forget the sugar. Yes, even natural fruit sugar. Oranges contain over 12 grams of sugar per fruit. Now combine that sugar with acid, and you get a cocktail of blood sugar fluctuation and inflammation. That's why so many seniors report feeling stiff, bloated, or fatigued after a seemingly healthy fruit snack. Their bodies aren't responding the way they used to, and oranges may be turning up the pain dial. Still think your morning glass of orange juice is helping your joints? It might be time to think again. Now on to fruit number 6, green apples. They look clean. They taste tart, not too sweet, and they're often seen as the better, healthier apple. But if your legs cramp at night, if your knees feel locked in the morning, or if you felt more stiffness after a raw snack, you might want to take a closer look at the seemingly safe fruit. Here's the issue. Green apples are rich in malic acid. It's what gives them their tart, sour flavor. But for seniors, malic acid can irritate the digestive tract and even inflame joint tissues when absorbed into the bloodstream. You may have felt it as burning in your thighs after dinner, or that strange nerve-like discomfort in your calves at night. Even a mild flare-up of hip pain after snacking. Sound familiar? That's not just coincidence. As we age, our digestive lining becomes thinner. Malic acid, which was once tolerable, now becomes a trigger. It can increase inflammation in tissues already weakened by arthritis or diabetes, and the legs often take the biggest hit. And that's not all. Green apples still contain natural sugars, about 10 grams per fruit. Combined with the acid, that sugar can cause nighttime leg cramps, morning stiffness, and that creeping sensation of weakness when climbing stairs. And guess when seniors often eat apples? Before bed, as a light, healthy snack. But for many, it's actually fueling inflammation overnight, making mornings tougher and steps heavier. They may look pure and natural, but green apples could be quietly tightening your knees and stealing your balance. Now, if oranges and green apples are harming your legs, what about the fruit most of us treat like dessert? Tell us in the comments. Have you ever had leg pain after eating fruit? Now it's time to reveal the 7th and final fruit, and it might surprise you because it's sweet, juicy, and tropical. Many seniors treat it like a gift in summer, but this natural delight could quietly be damaging your joints and stealing strength from your lower body. Let's talk about mango. Yes, the mango. Soft, bright, aromatic, like nature's candy. It's easy to love, isn't it? But that's where the danger lies. Because for seniors, mango may be the most sugar-loaded fruit in your kitchen. It contains nearly 45 grams of natural sugar per mango. That's more than a can of soda. Now, sugar is sugar to your body, even when it's natural. Here's what happens. That sweet mango triggers a rapid blood sugar spike. And in older adults, insulin doesn't regulate that spike as smoothly as it used to. So instead of stabilizing your energy, your body creates a roller coaster. Sugar spike, insulin surge, sugar crash. And every single time that happens, your joints suffer. Because sugar feeds inflammation, especially in the soft, vulnerable tissues around your ankles, knees, hips, and feet. You may have already noticed it, the burning in your toes after dessert, the heavy legs while walking home from the market. that tingling in your calves that won't go away. Sound familiar? Mango may be a major contributor because it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel dangerous. But for seniors, that's the trap. It's easy to eat more. Half a mango, then a full one, then again tomorrow because it's natural, right? But just like a sugary drink, that fruit floods your system. Your circulation weakens. Your joints swell, and your legs, your balance, your independence pay the price. And now that we've reached the final fruit, let's look at the bigger picture. 7 fruits: pineapple, banana, grapes, watermelon, oranges, green apples, mango, all praised for their health benefits. But when you're over 60, your body changes. Your joints aren't what they used to be, and your circulation moves a little slower. These fruits may not be bad, but they may no longer be right for your body today. But here's the beautiful part. There are better fruits, fruits that fight inflammation, fruits that give back strength, reduce swelling, and help your legs carry you longer. Let's talk about those because change doesn't start with cutting out. It starts with adding back the right support. First, berries. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries. Small but powerful. They're packed with antioxidants, low in sugar, and gentle on joints. These little fruits help fight inflammation in your knees, ankles, and hips. They protect your circulation, and they support balance and mobility step by step. Then cherries, especially tart cherries. They help lower uric acid, which is a huge win for anyone struggling with joint flare-ups or gout. A small handful, just a few each day, can calm the fire inside your joints. Next, avocado. Yes, it's a fruit, and one of the best. Its healthy fats cushion your joints, reduce swelling, and stabilize blood sugar, which means fewer crashes, less inflammation, and more strength in your legs. What about something easier on digestion? Try papaya. This gentle tropical fruit is rich in enzymes that ease inflammation and help your body absorb nutrients better. It's light, smooth, and perfect for aging stomachs. And don't forget pears. They're sweet, but not too sweet. With fiber and water to balance their sugar, pears give you clean energy without the crash. They help with digestion, circulation, and they won't weigh down your knees or ankles. Now you know what to replace because it's not just about avoiding pain, it's about rebuilding strength. Imagine this. You swap out one fruit, just one. You feel a little less stiff the next morning, then another. Suddenly, you're walking a little longer. Getting out of bed feels easier. Your knees don't creak like they used to. You don't need a perfect diet. You just need to understand what your body needs now, not what it needed 20 years ago. This isn't about fear, it's about wisdom. You're not giving up fruit. You're choosing the right ones to stay strong, mobile, and independent. And if you've made it this far, you care. You're ready. And I want to tell you, you're not too late. Your body wants to heal. It just needs the right support. Take that first step today, even if it's small, even if it's just cutting back on mangoes and adding a few blueberries instead. And now, let me hear from you. Type 1 in the comments if you're going to make just one change this week, even just one fruit swap. If this video opened your eyes, please like it and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss more simple, science-backed advice that could change your life. We are building a community of wise, strong seniors who support each other. You are not alone. Let's walk this journey together, one healthy step at a time. Stay strong, stay steady, and never forget, your legs carry your freedom.